Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the cosori-dual-blaze 6.4 litre air fryer. I'm not just showing it today because I've actually got one to give away as well. So as long as you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll see the details below. But what I want to do is I've actually got one to demonstrate, which I'm going to do during this video. So get it unboxed, give you a demonstration of it, show you the features and benefits of it. And also I've got one to give away to one of my subscribers. Doesn't matter where you are. I've got quite a few subscribers in the UK and also across the world. It doesn't matter to me, so I'm going to give one away. But I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. First of all, what I need to do is to get the air fryer unboxed. So let's have a look. So we've got some, what have we got? We've got the instructions, and there is, what have we got in here? Oh, we've got some recipes. And we've got the, we've got the instructions in there. I shall refer to those in a bit. So we've got the plate that will sit at the bottom, or crisper plate as some manufacturers call it. So I think really the safest way is going to be putting it on the floor and then lifting it up. Let's see. So there we are. So this is actually, should come back into the camera. So this is actually the second air fryer that I've reviewed from Cosori. I must admit, the first one I was really impressed with. And the feedback across my subscribers has been very good. I always ask people for feedback, whether they've got one, whether they're thinking of buying one. I was quite surprised how many people said that they've either got one or they're thinking of buying one. Overall, the feedback on the first one was really good, and that's why I thought I'd give this one a go. So this one is a slightly bigger capacity. This one's 6.4 litres. And okay, let's just take the tape off here. And we've got, that's it, we've got tape in there. That's quite standard, so that's nice and easy to get sorted out. Now, first impression, because we'll be honest, this is the first time I've seen it in the flesh. Just pop that to one side, and I love the look of it. Same as the first one. I really like the matte finish. There's quite a few that are on the market that are in like a gloss black finish, and I must admit, if they're in the kitchen, they can get where you get like fingerprints and things on them. So I'm never too keen on the gloss black finish, but I really like this finish. Something I'd always recommend is just have a measure of any air fryer that you're going to buy. I suppose some people are going to put them into a cupboard to store it and then just take it out when it's required. Other people could leave it out on a worktop or countertop. So I always say it's really important just to have a quick measure first. As far as the width, you're looking around 28 centimetres or 11 inches. The depth, so front to back, if you just go into the very front there, then you're looking around 32 centimetres or around 12.5 inches. And if you're including the handle as well, so there's a little lip at the back here, but if you're including the handle, then really you're looking at sort of 14.5 inches or 37 centimetres. So again, just have a quick measure, because there's nothing worse than ordering it than realising it doesn't fit in the space that you've got. I will be honest, there are quite a few air fryers on the market to choose from. So when you come to deciding which one to go for, there's a huge range on the market, and it can be really confusing. But this has actually got a couple of unique features. And the first one, and I suppose one of the main ones I'll talk about, is the capacity. It's 6.4 litre capacity. Now, that's not that unique, but what a lot of air fryers have are, some of them have larger capacities, but you have two drawers. Now, that for me is quite it can be an advantage, but what I tend to do is I tend to cook for several people all in one go. And what I want to do is I want to cook something that's slightly larger. So I am going to cook something in a bit, and I'll show you that as a demonstration a bit later. And the main advantage of having one large drawer like this is that you can cook large items, so for example a chicken in here, and not have to worry about squeezing it in like on some of the smaller twin drawer models. Now for me, I much prefer having one larger drawer in here. it doesn't matter if you mix things. You could put, say if you got some, say chicken nuggets over here and then you got chips as well. You can just put them all in together if you wanted to. And the main other thing that you'd need to do is just to pop the crisper plate inside the drawer. That just sits in. So you've actually got 4 rubber sides, or rubber stoppers, I suppose they're called. And that just drops in like that. Show you. And all that will do, that will just, that's it, just pops in. So it's quite a nice snug fit in there. So it's not going to drop out at all. And all that does, that just allows the air to flow around the food. That's really where I suppose the advantage is that it can cook underneath as well rather than just at the top. But this model actually features something called dual-blaze thermo IQ technology. Sounds all very complicated, but in a nutshell, what you've actually got 2 heating elements. So you've got the one at the bottom here, which you might be able to see, and you've got one at the top. And the main advantage when it's air frying, then it will actually use both elements, and it's much more even cooking compared to some of the other air fryers on the market, because not all of them have 2 heating elements. When it comes to, so I suppose I'll give you a demonstration of that a bit later. When it comes to clean and maintaining the air fryer, then it's really simple. You can just take all of these out, so that just comes out, and just pop that in the dishwasher if you want to. Even this is dishwasher safe. You can pop it in the dishwasher, or just give it a wash in hot soapy water. Personally, I know the manufacturers have said, so Cosori has said that it's all dishwasher safe. That's no problem. I'd chuck that in the dishwasher, no problem. Personally, I don't know if I'd put this in the dishwasher. I think the main reason is that because it's got the matte finish at the front, if you start putting it in the dishwasher, especially if you're going to put it in on a high temperature, then over time it may discolour. I'm not saying it will discolour at all, but I've seen it on other items, especially some cooking items, or especially on, say, a washing machine drawer. That's quite a good example, where it's got like a glossy finish on the front, and if you keep putting it in the dishwasher, then it goes to like a matte finish. So as I say, I'm not saying it will change the colour at all, but personally I just pop it in some hot soapy water. Because it's got an easy non-stick lining, then it shouldn't be too difficult to clean anyway. As long as it's warm, hot soapy water, then just give it a quick clean, let it dry, and then you're ready to start cooking again. Another advantage of the cosori-air-fryer is you can actually link it up to an app called VE Sync. Now, as far as the app itself, you've got a QR code on the side of the box. I'm just looking down there because that's where the box is. But you can either just scan the QR code, download the VE Sync app onto your phone, and as you can see here, because I've got it on my phone, I've already got the original air fryer that I did. So what I want to do is I just want to get this air fryer linked up with the app, and to do that, first of all we need to clearly get it plugged in. That's always going to be an advantage. You're not going to get very far by not plugging it in. So all I need to do is, let's just take the sticker off the top. I'll show you this a bit more detail in a moment, but after we turn it on, and just at the top here, you just got a plus button. Let's press it properly, and there's loads of different devices. So because the VE Sync app is across several different products, it's not just the kitchen section, but you've got security devices, air quality, you've got some health items as well. So you've got some scales that you can link up to this. But what I want to do is I want to link up the air fryer. Now this model is just have a quick check on the box, because it has got the model number, so it's the CAF P583, and that one ironically is right at the top there. Press and hold the power button for 5 seconds. That's it. So add the device. So found device, connecting. There we are. And all it wants to do is to put the Wi-Fi code in. And it always just takes a moment. As you can just see, it says initializing. What you can do is you can select different rooms if you wanted to. So if I had quite a big house, if you wanted to put it in a different room, I suppose because this app is well, I suppose it's really designed for the multiple products. It's not just for the kitchen appliances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in the kitchen there. Next, device name. So we'll call it the Air Fryer 2 because I've already got one of the original air fryers in. We'll leave the icon as it is, save, and that's it. So that's it completely set up. And you've actually got, so I'm not going to spend too long on this, but there is a huge amount that you can do. So you've got a huge array of different recipe ideas, whether you wanted some breakfast ideas, some entrees, sides. I'd recommend when you first get this, download the app, just have a look through, because you'll find there's so much to choose from in here. And this is really one advantage of going for the cosori-air-fryer. I've just zoomed in a bit closer to the top of the air fryer, so it gives you a much better idea what's going on. When you first turn it on, you can see that it's got, again, a really nice clear LED display. I do love the displays on this. On the left hand side, you have got some preset options. So you've got the chicken, and all of these will have a default time, but you can adjust the temperature and the time if you want to. So you've got chicken that would default to 200 degrees for 20 minutes. Steak at 205 degrees for just 8 minutes, that's really quick. Seafood at 190 at 8 minutes. Veggies, fries, and then you've got frozen items. On the right hand side here, well, I'll just show you. So if you were doing chicken, if you decided that it was only a small portion of chicken that you wanted and you didn't want it on for 20 minutes, if you only wanted it on for say 15 minutes, then you can change that. Again, the temperature you can change, so that's easy to do. I like it that it's flexible, even within 5 degrees. Some air fryers that I've reviewed will only do it within 10 degrees, so that's really good. On the right hand side here, you have got the options. So you've got the air fry option, reheat, and with some of these are really good if you wanted to, say, cook different things. I'm going to show you something I'm going to cook in a moment. Then you've got roast, broil, bake, and keep warm. Keep warm function's a good idea. So if you have cooked something, if you don't necessarily want it to be, so say, put it in the oven to keep warm, then just pop in the air fryer, pop the keep warm option on, and you've got the different temperatures. So 80 degrees, I suppose, is the main temperature, because that's quite a low temperature, and you can set it for 30 minutes, that's as the default time. And then when you've selected any of those, say for example, if you wanted to air fry something, say on 200 degrees for 15 minutes, so 200 degrees, increase that to 15 minutes, and then all you would normally do is just press the start button. In the first video I did with the cosori-air-fryer, I made some bacon in there, and I must admit that came out really well. I was going to cook some bacon in this, but I thought, no, I need to do something a bit more adventurous. So what I've done is I've gone and purchased a chicken joint. It's a medium size, it's around 1.6, 1.7 kilograms, so it's not a huge one. But what I want to do is I want to see what it's like cooked in the air fryer. So I'm just going to go and put the chicken into the air fryer basket, and I'll be back in a moment. So now I've got the chicken in here, just show you that. I've actually followed a recipe from the VSync app. I just wanted to give it a go to see what it's like. But if I pop that in there, so I've not got the crisper basket in there, it recommends not to put it in. I'm actually going to select the chicken setting. It just recommends to reduce it down to 190 degrees and to put it at 45 minutes. So there we are, 45 minutes. So I'm just going to follow that because I don't want to. I've not cooked a chicken in here yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to come out. It does say to partway through to turn it round and then to carry on cooking. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for 190 degrees, 45 minutes, and then we're going to see how we get on. So let's get cooking. Just as it's finishing off, I'm going to check it. It's got 25 seconds to go, but it's just really to comment while it's cooking hopefully you can hear the noise of it. Clearly with any air fryer there's going to be noise, but I'm really impressed how quiet it is. Hopefully you can hear me just talking normally, and I've got the microphone here, but as we've got 8 seconds left, then I'm really excited because it does smell fantastic. So, because it's almost lunchtime for me. There we go. So, the moment of truth, and I'll just show you that. And clearly what we need to do is we just need to check to make sure that, or see how well it's cooked. I must say, because even though in the on the app it does actually say that it needs to go in for another 20 or 25 minutes, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and get a board to put on the table here, because I don't want it to burn the table. I'm going to get a knife as well, just to check to see how well it's cooked. So let's have a look in here. I must say, the smell, I just absolutely love the smell of chicken when it's cooked. And really the key to it is just to make sure that any of the juices run clear. And I must admit, I know it's been in for, was it 45 minutes? All of the juices coming out of that are running clear. Just pop it into a little bit deeper. And personally, I say that is cooked. So as with any of this, I suppose the proof is always going to be in the eating. Let's just slice a small amount off there. I just want to check to make sure it is fully cooked. I must admit the knife I've got is not the best, but yeah, I'm happy with that. That's completely white inside, and even if we go right into the centre of the chicken, then yeah, we're fully cooked. It is completely white in there, but I'm just going to try some of this because I must admit I do love chicken. That is really good. So I'm actually really impressed with how that tastes. I've tried cooking a chicken in an alternative brand of air fryer, and I must admit it's a little bit dry. Whether I overcooked it, I'm not too sure, but I must say that is absolutely perfect. When it comes to cleaning, I know I've talked a little bit about it, but there's not a huge amount to clean in here. I'm not going to tip it up too much because any of the juices will come out, but there's not a lot to clean here, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the excess juice and then just wash it in some hot soapy water in a moment. But really, before I do any of that, I'm just having another piece of this chicken. Now that is spot on. That's really nice. Anyway, rude to talk with your mouth full, so I apologise for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Cosori-dual-blaze 6.4 Litre air fryer. Please give us a thumbs up on your YouTube video, leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad about the video. If there's a reason you came to the video to watch something, or if you want to know something about the air fryer and I didn't talk about it, then just leave it in the comments or as a question, I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got one of these, if you've got either this model or a cosori-air fryer, then let me know what you think about it, because I'd always appreciate the feedback. Anyway, I'm going to go off and carve up my chicken, and that's lunch prepared for me. Thanks very much for watching.